didn't say not guilty once. He had to sit there and they're like, guilty, guilty, guilty.
If you have been following the news headline for the past few hours, I am sure, like very sure, that you have come across this headline that Donald Trump has been found guilty on all 34 charges. Like, he is guilty of everything. It was just like guilty, guilty, guilty. There was no pause at all. And people are getting a lot off of their chest. This headline is all over the media, and people have a lot to say. There are some saying, oh, it's so good. Now they will see reasons to vote for the other parties, and they will see reasons why it's not the best candidate. And there are some people saying they do not care. Even with that, he's still not in jail, that they will only care if they actually lock him up in jail. And there are some people saying this is not going to stop him from running for the seat of the president. People have been talking about this headline, and I have put together what the people are saying. There are some funny reaction, and there are some people actually getting real stuff about the conviction of their chest. Without wasting much time, let's get right into it.
I'm coming to you live from the Fox News Facebook page, and you're probably wondering why I'm on the Fox News Facebook page. Well, Donald Trump was just found guilty on 34 felony charges, and Fox News attracts a very specific demographic, and I would just love to see what they have to say about this. Breaking news: former President Trump has been found guilty in the New York criminal trial against him. The developing news unfolding. Sad day for justice, for America. How do we fix it now? Come November, vote Donald J. Trump. Yes, but this can't happen again in America. These people are crumbling. Welcome to the United States of Communism. I'm actually stunned. The most corrupt trial I've ever seen, and they got away with it. Like the last election. There is no justice in America anymore, but why isn't anyone doing anything? I think these people are becoming radicalized. Frightening. We have lost our country. It hasn't been lost, it's been stolen. Yes, we have. Very sad day for America. They're in mourning. The justice system as we know it no longer exists. You are so right. This is justice in action. No one is above the law. It sounds like they want some criminal justice reform. Pure witch hunt trial. This is just an election interference, and we will never surrender. Trump 2024. Mega victory win. The chair belongs to Donald. Biden and his friends tried everything to pull us down, but they rise our name. Viva Trump, viva. Okay, they got a new chant going. Best president. Trump is a radicalized supreme leader. 100. This sounds dangerous. They said Trump is getting sentenced on July 11th. That might be January 6th, the sequel. So beef up security, set up some checkpoints. Just do everything you need to do, because these people are not going down without a fight.
Oh, Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felony charges. Oh, he's the first president to ever be convicted of a felony. I don't give a fuck. Until that man is in jail, this is all pomp and circumstance. A black or brown person convicted of a misdemeanor would see jail time. Let alone 34 counts. Felony counts. I don't give a shit about all of this hullabaloo. Oh, he was convicted. Yeah. Put him in jail. If he was convicted of 34 felony counts, put him in jail. I am so sick and tired of seeing this dichotomy, this different world that palm-colored people live in. Rich palm-colored people live in a totally different world, out and about, still running for a fucking presidency. And now he's a convicted felon and still gonna be running for a presidency. I cannot stand this shit. I cannot stand it.
Did y'all hear? The former president, Donald J. Trump, is a convicted felon. 34 counts. Convicted felon. Lock his ass up. Every single stereotype he had about black people, especially Obama. Multiple baby mamas. Being a whore. Being corrupt. Not obeying the law. Baby, you going to jail if they decide to do right. Jail. Where them law and order people at? And I'm not talking about Olivia Benson and Elliot Stabler. No, no, no. I'm talking about the GOP. Where is your law and order? You did the crimes, baby. Go ahead and do the time. Yes, you are a convicted felon. Felon. Throw his ass under the jail. Under the jail. The cult leader himself is a convicted felon. And listen, twice impeached. Convicted felon. What happened to the law? Thought it didn't apply to you, sir. You are a felon. Go directly to jail. Do not collect $200. Go to jail. Jail.
Yeah, they said guilty 34 times, but, I mean, he's still going to run. He still can run. He can't even vote for himself, but he's still going to run. Like, countries, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're in a place where he can't vote for himself, but he's still going to run, and he might win. He just might win. And, like, you know, like, if there's no consequences to your actions, then what is a guilty verdict? You know? Like, call me when he's in jail. Call me when he's in jail. When he's in jail, give me a call. Until then, stop firing alarms. Stop being like, oh, we got him. This is about the 15, 11, 20th time y'all said y'all got him. And then y'all said, if he's convicted, then that's going to be big. If it's big, then it's over. Now he's convicted. Now what? All right? Like, everything's still the same. Ain't nothing changed. The sun ain't brighter. Food don't taste better. And he could still run for president. And his opponent is somebody that we don't want to vote for anyway. So, you know, we're still fucked.
Once again, Donald Trump is a convicted felon. Unfortunately, this will not prevent him from running for president, nor will it prevent him from taking office should he win the election in November. Well, according to the Sentencing Project, there are more than 4 million people across the United States who are disenfranchised, meaning they are not allowed to vote because they have a felony conviction. Donald Trump, someone like Donald Trump, can run for office. This is a prime example that what does it mean when the rules, even when they are applied to you, doesn't impact you the same way that it does the vast majority of Americans. When you are wealthy, white, and male, you are able to access a level of privilege that the rest of us do not. You can be convicted of dozens and dozens of crimes and still become the president of the United States. A lot of people, particularly those from marginalized communities, won't have access to public services, will not be able to vote, can't live in the same house as someone who receives public assistance.
Respectfully to the white Trump supporters, right? Y'all level of inconsistency is crazy. I've seen black folks, hell, people of color in general, have way less charges than this, get called thugs, bro. But this old white man can sit here and have 34 counts of whatever it is, 34 counts of anything is insane, right? And y'all still in the comment sections talking about some, oh well, Trump 2024, he'll win the election. Like, what? Only in America can an old white man be found guilty of anything, let alone 34 counts of whatever, still possibly run for president and possibly win, bro. Only a white man can do this. I don't even think a white woman can get away with this. And that's because of misogyny, bro. On gang, bro. If Barack Obama got... Just thinking about it is crazy. If Obama pled guilty of 34 counts of anything, bro. Oh my God.
We're going to see a bunch of takes about Donald Trump being found guilty on 34 of 34 felony charges today. It's very important. You'll see a lot of takes. But I actually think that this is the most important information for you to take in all of this. In the moments immediately following Trump's guilty verdict, his campaign donation website crashed because so many people rushed to give him more of their hard-earned money. I actually think there are two really important lessons to take from this. First, I think it's a reminder that the law and order crowd was never particularly committed to law or order. Consider the way Trump and his allies talked about Black Lives Matter people. At one point, he literally considered shooting people for protesting the death of a black man. For years, Donald Trump has refused to admit that he was wrong about the exonerated Central Park Five. And even just a couple of days ago, when talking to a bunch of very wealthy donors, Donald Trump had this to say about dealing with campus protests. So that's students. He said students who are protesting, if they're from a foreign country, he's going to throw them out of America. All in the name, he claims, of making them behave, which is interesting coming from this guy in particular. The second takeaway that I find so interesting is that when you get a group of 12 people and you put them in a room and you present the evidence to those 12 people and you keep them from all the media and all the spin and all the craziness, they will look at that evidence and they will say, this guy's guilty. But when you take that same information and you filter it through mainstream media, particularly Fox News, thousands of people, maybe even tens of thousands of people, will flood to a website and give their hard-earned money to a man convicted of 34 felony charges. And it is one of the most bizarre reminders that we are living in a down is up is down world right now.
Donald Trump found guilty on all 34 counts of falsifying business records in New York hush money trial. Trump supporters, where's your head at? Let's talk about it. Y'all really ain't got nothing on Biden now, and I'm not for any one of these motherfucking crooks, but where is your head at? And furthermore, what's it say about our country that we could potentially have a convicted felon as the president? What level of Delulu are we navigating today? Let's discuss.
Donald Trump is finally a convicted felon, being found guilty on all 34 counts in the New York hush money trial. Now, there's a lot of people celebrating this right now, and I want to let y'all know right now, I'm people. And while this finally demonstrates that no one is above the law and that you can be a former president of the United States but still be held accountable, what I don't want us to do is start creating these think pieces that white privilege no longer exists because this has happened. We need to understand that this man was found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt because he's a con man and he literally has committed illegal activities that clearly were not covered up well. This does not mean, nor should it be conflated, that white privilege does not exist. It's really because it is. Falsifying business records, of which he has been found guilty of, 34 counts of it, carries a maximum sentence of 4 years in prison. But because the crime is non-violent and Trump has no prior convictions, any prison time is far from guaranteed. Not to mention, this man used the courtroom as his bully pulpit and press conference center every single morning that this fucking trial was on TV. It was covered nonstop, whether he farted, whether he breathed hard, whether he fell asleep, whether he was outside just not answering questions and just walked away. The 24-hour news cycle covered this man every day and his message. So while he was not able to be on the campaign trail, he would still be able to spew lies. This man is finally a convicted felon in the eyes of the law, and that's great, and let's celebrate that. But let's not lose sight of the fact that there's still larger systemic systems in place subjugating people and still uplifting others.
It's just so funny that after he has been convicted, he will still be able to run for that seat of a president, and a lot of people believe that he might win. In fact, if you have been following the news, if you have been following his supporters, you will know that there is a higher possibility of him winning because these people will not stand for the truth. And it's even pissing a lot of people off. Like, I think this is the reason why so many people are like, just call me when he's in jail. The fact that there's a higher chance of him getting away with this is crazy. He can't even vote for himself, but there are people who will vote for him, and he might probably win. When you came across that headline, what was your reaction? Aside from the people getting things off of their chest about this headline, there are so many funny reactions to that headline. Like, if you want to see and you want to laugh, just go on TikTok and go and just search on Donald Trump charges. You're going to see so many reactions. This person said a lot of those donations are going straight to his legal fees. I think this is a comment under the speech of the guy who talked about how the site has crashed. It's not our raising Biden, and his actual campaign is slowing down. Most elections are decided by who has more money and Trump does not. So this person does not believe that he's going to ever sit on that seat for president. Another person said, I still don't have any faith Trump will face a single consequence. And this is one of so many comments that I came across as well. So many people are saying this. Notice that people in the states are as well talking about call me when he's in jail. They are just wasting a buttload of tax money. This person said, all I'm hoping for is that he's placed in jail, like emphasis on the jail, because there are so many comments like this, but I doubt he ever will. Another person said 34 counts and he still might be a president. Crazy then. Like, it's actually very crazy when you think about it, because like some of them have talked about other people might not get away with this thing. People will not be able to get away with all of these things. And there are people behind that bar, there are people in jail. They don't even commit as much crime as Donald Trump and they are behind bars. So he's just getting away with it because he is a rich white man. Another person said he won't be able to vote for himself, but he will still hand up the president. Make it make sense. Like, this is like a concern to a lot of people. And if we really think about it, it's something to be concerned about, because you have all of these charges on you. You can't vote for yourself, but they are still going to vote you in to be the president. The chances of you winning is very high. Like, it's actually something crazy to think about. If it happens to be another person, will they be able to sit and even be voted for like that? Another person said, I believe the judge will give some jail time, but it will probably appeal and it will drag on till after the election. So we'll have more hedge and more chances of winning. This person said they are delaying the rest of these trials, probably till after the presidential election. Like, you guys just live here. We know you guys tactic. You know what you guys are trying to do. So sad that someone who has been convicted is having a higher chance of becoming a president in the country. Last one I have here said he's a convicted felon now. If he is elected or able to run, this opened the floodgates to other felons on jobs and etc. And this is the truth, because if he's able to win, if he's able to, get that position of the president as someone who is a felon, like, that is actually something to worry about. Let me hear what you guys think. The first reaction seeing that headline, like, what was the very first thing that came to your mind seeing that headline? So many people talk about how it's not making sense that he can't vote for himself. People will vote for him and he has a higher chance of becoming their president. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. I will catch you guys in the next one.